Okay, I'm here because I'm having problems with Brad Deery's Ford dealership in Maquoketa, Iowa. The transmission goes out. So I bring the car in and they tell me, hey, yeah, okay, well, we can do the whole thing. It's gonna be about 500 bucks. So, well, that's all I got, okay, let's get this done. Yeah, you're covered. Then they come back, and first they're saying it's the torque converter. They check it, they take it out, I guess, and it's bad. The transmission's bad again. I said, well, we got bad news. Transmission's shot. But it's still going to be, it's covered. You're only going to pay $500. Well, then shouldn't all Ford fix it? Well, you'd have to take that with them. Well, you got my car. You tore the transmission out, right? You got it somewhere. I said, well, just put a used one in it. Well, it's still going to cost you $1,700. Well, how can that be? How can you rebuild one brand new, and that's $1,700, or you go get a used one, and that's $1,700? Well, it's an easy answer. They already had it out, and it was already in the shop getting fixed. So I had to pay for it. So anyway, well, I tell them, well, okay, whatever you got to do, I guess. I'm just screwed. So they get it done. It's like 2,000 something. So we go in there, and they're like, well, can you put anything down? I said, no, I ain't got no money. So I took that $500, and what I did is I went and bought a 2003 Ford Escape. It was a piece of junk. And I paid $500 for it, and then I had to borrow money to fix the tires were shot, and the front drive shaft was shot. It was broken, 2 buckles, or knuckles, and one of the rear bearings were bad. So I replaced all that. Fixed it, ran great. And I used that. So, they wouldn't give me my car, of course, so we leave. We get our taxes, we go back, we pick it up. And the car is a total mess. I get in the car, and the first thing I notice is all the caution lights come on, and the monitor don't work. But the caution light for engine problems, the little eye came on, low pressure tires came on, everything was blinking. So, okay, I'm gonna run down the list. Okay, so the monitor, not working. Just a white bar across it. Wipers, the one wiper would come down about here, and the other one would go, and that's all they would do. And, this thing was just fixed by Brad Deery. The radio, of course the radio didn't work. I couldn't get it to come on or nothing. I didn't know what was wrong with it. The clock still does not work. I still haven't gotten it fixed. Okay, and then I got under the hood, all the wires. Now, the thing I got going for me is my wife has a 2014 Ford Escape. Identical to mine. I have a 2004 Ford Escape. Both have 1.6 liter engines, or cubic inch, whatever. And the only difference is hers titanium, mine I believe is an SE. And all her stuff under the hood is identical to mine. So I was able to go through and find all the stuff that was wrong by just comparing them. So anyway, all the wiring was loose. There was one plug-in that wasn't even plugged in, electrical plug-in. The oil, I checked the oil, it was a 1/2 inch plus, it was over a 1/2 inch over the full mark on the dipstick. 1/2 inch. So I go underneath the transmission oil, well, it's a little low. Not real bad, but it was low. The transmission oil, it's leaking. The seal on I believe it's the long shaft, but it's popped out and it's dripping. As we speak now, it drips. And I just have to add fluid, keep going. Oil pan, they broke the oil pan. And they didn't break it and then put the piece in, because there's a bolt hole where it goes, and screw it in and make it look like, well, you broke it, there it is. They didn't even put the part in. There's just a hole there. And it's the part that covers the flywheel, so it doesn't really, I think, affect too much, but I'm sure stuff can get up in there now, rocks and stuff. So, they did it, because if anything's wrong with that car, they're going to try and charge me for it. Hey, look, this is broke. We're going to, that's $400 more dollars. But, no, they didn't. They just left it go. Along with, let's keep going. Turbo doesn't function. I go to give it gas, doesn't go. It's just like there's no horsepower at all. Like, what the heck? And I get that code, and I don't know it offhand. I got photos of it. hoses to the turbo, after I started searching and pulling on hoses, was loose. Now, get me now, I had it checked, and they were trying to tell me it was going to cost $3,000 to get the turbo fixed. $3,000. This is their mechanics checking the car, and they told me, they gave me a price, they got a paper with the estimate. The insurance would cover $1,300 more of it. I had to pay $1,600 plus. Another Ford dealer. Nobody could find this hose that was loose. Just pulled right off. I pulled on it, slid right apart. I mean, it was just barely tight, which was obviously, you know, purposely done. So, okay, let's continue on. Okay, the hose, well, the hose turbo's loose. Antifreeze. I go look at the antifreeze, it's low. It's right at the bottom of the low. It might have been a little bit below it. I got a picture of it. There's green goo on top of it, where they mix something else with it. And God knows what that could be. You know, it could be corrosive acid, I don't know. So there's something mixed in the antifreeze. There's this green goo on it. Why? What did I do to them? You know? Yeah, I wanted my car back. Yeah, they screwed up that boot. I know they did. You know? And they destroyed my car in the process. But let's go on. Let's go on. So, and the antifreeze is low. Okay. When you take the monitor out of the car, that whole piece comes out. If you leave it out overnight, the battery goes dead. I found this out because I replaced it. And then you have to recharge it. Oh, no. They didn't do that. They just put a new battery in and charged me for it. Said my battery's bad. But I got a paper that 2 months before they did that says that battery's fine. It was only like 4 years old. And they checked the battery, it was great. And then these guys get it, they pull the monitor out, it goes dead. And they just like, oh, your battery's dead, we had to replace it. And they did something to the turbo too. There was something in there. Okay, well, let's go on. So then, the axle boot, I'll explain that. So, with all these problems, what do? Okay, well, what I do is I get on Google, I find their company, and I leave a review. This is the review, which was different pictures, I had to tape them all together. This is what I wrote on Google. Explaining everything, I pretty much said to you, everything they did wrong to my car. And when I picked it up, that it was just a piece of crap. They actually gave it back to me with all this stuff wrong after I paid them the full amount, and it was a piece of junk. This is what I got from Brad Deery. Brad Deery dealership in Maquoketa, Iowa did this. Did all this. So, I give them 1 star. Like the next day, it's gone. They deleted it. See, when you put reviews in on Google, they can go through them and delete the ones they don't like. Claim that they're false. So then I did it again. And they deleted it. But I did get a letter from the boss of the place, the manager. And it was kind of cute. And he admits the engine light was on. Let's see. I recently received your message about the service you had done at Brad Deery Ford. I am sorry that you feel frustrated with the experience. Frustrated is not the word for it. I do feel, had we been able to work on the job from the beginning, could, it was like that, have had more of the repair parts covered. Why would that mean? I mean, you guys took it from where they left off, they screwed up one part, and you just had to finish it. I mean, you know, I go to wherever's closer. You know, you guys are supposed to be a network. Okay, so anyway, for example, rebuilding the transmission should have been repaired under the initial claim you had at another dealership. Had the torque converter been replaced at the time, this would have been covered under the Ford warranty. Had we known ahead of time that the paperwork been provided to us for the clutch plate, this also would have been covered under the Ford warranty. I told them that I talked to their technician about what had been done at Dahl Ford and why they covered it. And he said he didn't know why. So telling me that they didn't know nothing about it is just a stinking lie. They knew. I told them. We argued about it over and over. Why ain't Doll Ford covering it? Well, I don't know. They should be taking care of you. Well, they didn't. They said, well, we didn't do the torque converter and it failed, so it destroyed your engine or your transmission, so, you know, it's not covered under us. And these guys did not back me up at all. So anyway, it goes on. So as a courtesy, we provided 44 days of a free loaner car at the cost to us of $1,540. Courtesy to me? How's it a courtesy to me? Should be a courtesy to Doll Ford. But again, I'm the one that has the problem. See, Ford has cleared themselves from it. You know, they're keeping it away. Okay, let's go on. On top of that, we also provided storage for your car. It sat outside, and when I got it back, there was water driplets all over the inside. It was just dripping water on me the whole way to the store. Okay, so let's go on. Anyway, for over 90 days. So, this is it. Okay, they gave me that rental car for 44 days. They had my car for 44 days, and this is how I got it back. 44 days. Then they stored it for 90 more days out in a field. It was outside in a field over at another dealership locked up. So they had it for, over 4.5 months they had my car. And then all these problems were still on it. They didn't fix nothing. The only thing they did fix is, well, the transmission does work, but it leaks. The oil pan's broken. You know, the transmission fluid was low. The antifreeze is contaminated. Well, you know, they did me a great service. So anyway, let's go on. As a courtesy, yeah, we did. Okay, we did that. As a service to you, no interest or late fees accrued on your service bill this entire time. Shouldn't have. I mean, you still left it all messed up. Have we been provided accurate notice from the time you planned to pick the car up? We would have had a technician look the vehicle over before you arrived to pick up the vehicle. Okay, you hear that? We'd had a technician look it over before I picked it up. Their two guys went over, brought the car back to me. Okay, I didn't go and get the car. They went and got it and brought it back and seen all the problems. Because obviously it was winter out, it was cold, there was frost on the windshield. So obviously they ran the wipers and noticed, hey, these don't work. You know that. And obviously they noticed the monitor didn't come on and all the caution lights came on and they still did nothing. They let me pay, walk out, get in my car and leave with all that shit wrong. Now, I know, I shouldn't have left. But you know what? When you do all these things and you see all the problems and you know they drove it over there, why would I walk back in that shithole? Why would I do that? Sorry. This, I feel, could have been avoided with more communication. I brought them a car, I said it didn't work. They were supposed to fix it. That's all I wanted. All they did is made it worse. What can I say? You know, pray to God? I didn't know they were going to destroy my car. I thought they would fix it. They're a Ford dealership. So, as a company in the customer service industry, we strive to always make sure we do everything within reason to help our customers. Wow. In this situation, Mr. Abels, I feel we went above and beyond with the above examples I listed. Please feel free to call or stop anytime and discuss this with me personally. Yeah, right. You went above, you went beyond. And you couldn't have screwed my car up anymore without blowing it up. So, I'm just warning you guys. And I don't know, there might be tons of you people out there that have dealt with this company, put in these Google feedbacks, and get upset because they just delete them. So I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to post this video. And now I'm going to go to the pictures and there will probably be 10-second intervals. You know, if you want to see them, you do. If you don't, you don't. And I don't know, they'll probably file a complaint on this video and get it cut out too. But at least for the first couple minutes, it's up there. And I can prove that, hey, this is what they did to me. So have a good day and watch them car dealerships.